What, right here? Maybe I didn't hear the front door open. Yeah. I just came with the bag. Well, what's all this? All right. This is the aftermath of a broke, dusty, bitter baby mama. Baby mama? Who's baby mama from here? All right. Or had. What are you talking about? What happened? Sunny came into my office. And Sunny and her sister. What the hell are you going up there for? They jumped. My employee, our employee came. They jumped Kay? Yes, they jumped her. In here? Yes. I'm here cleaning up blood. They took the brakes off that girl, Mike. For what? Damn. For what? Because Sunny thought that I was here. They wanted to jump. All right, they sent.
Cool. I was just sitting up here watching Sunny fight Dominique. But she didn't get to. But anyway, man. Yeah, just like you was saying, bro. The got dog on that NFL. They don't waste no time because they all about staying in the news.
Yeah. They're like, look.
They all about staying in the news, man. They want to be. Oh, okay. I had something. They want to be all about sports being all about them, my friend.
They do a good job at it too. They got it. They got the market mastered. It's cornered.
I wonder if because we are born in the South and bred Southern football, do they have the? I mean, it is the behemoth of American sports. Don't get me right, but I wonder if other areas really pay attention to it in the off season.
I think it's probably mostly South and Southeast.
Southeast, and go to California.
And part of the Southwest, like
Midwest.
I'm including Texas. I'm gonna go
definitely include Texas.
Yeah, Texas, from Texas all the way to South Carolina, down to Florida, and probably up to West Virginia, well, a little higher.
They keep it. They keep it all about the NFL because they beyond the game of football.
Yeah, they keep it NFL, college football. They do it all. I think it's constant. And out here in Vegas, I know that there's a big difference, and they like the game or whatnot. But I think part of it, when I first got here, because I've always said, you can smell when football season's in the air. You can just smell it.
Smell that body,
you just know it. But out here, I couldn't smell nothing, and it was like, and I had a guy at work for another job I had. He was saying, he said, Will, we got UNLV, we got UNR, which is University of Nevada, Reno. And I said, I told him, I said, SEC, ACC. You see how those letters are different?
Right.
I said, it's no real football culture. When they bought the Raiders here, they didn't even truly accommodate for tailgating. And in the South, that's part of the game.
Right.
You come, they sell spots for you to tailgate, whatnot, as opposed to, it's real formal. And you can go to a game in the South, and I don't know about now because of the way how TV is, but it used to be you could go to the game and tailgate, and people are not even going into the game. They just out there watching the game.
You will go out, especially the higher price games. You just want to be in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
We were doing that. I mean, from a college standpoint, that's definitely.
Yeah, but here is out here, and I think parts of California they do it. Probably they in LA. I was saying LA, but as far as the whole West Coast, they don't,
Yeah.
because it's not the same. The people aren't rabid for the game.
People aren't rabid for the game.
Yeah.
That's most definitely it. And speaking of people being rabid, I just want to welcome everybody to the Rabid Fan Fanatic #1 manifest podcast on the internet right now. You are Facebook Live. You are TikTok Live. You are Twitch Live. You are YouTube Live on the NOJASS SHOW No Jazz Show, which stands for Not Just Another Sports Show. Again, I am your host, KD. And if you all just clicked on, you all saw us babbling a little bit about football, and who I was babbling with was, of course, my right arm, my right-hand man, Tank. Tell the people what's up, Tank.
What's up, people? What's up? What's up? What's up? How y'all doing on this hump day? Well, for me, it's my Thursday, but for the rest of you, it's your hump day.
Right. It's your Thursday because of how you work.
Mm-hmm.
Right. We still on hump day, but we probably gonna end on Thursday. Over here on the East Coast. And of course, I just want to thank everyone for joining us. If you are joining us, and make sure you know to click that like button, hit that subscribe button, share, comment, join us in the chat, Twitch, TikTok, join us in the chat. You can find us on Instagram at THENOJASS The No Jazz Show. Also, we are live on my page, DUPONTZNIVEK. Well, we're on the No Jazz Show page now, and we're also live on Russell Tanker, RUSSELLTANKER. Look for the link in there. Live on Riverside.fm. We got some people on there. Live on Twitch, live on TikTok. Find us on our handle at NOJASSHOW@gmail. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know what you like us to talk about. Let us know what we're saying that you don't like. And I want to give a shout out to, of course, our sponsors. Make sure you go to LYTESNACK lightsnack.com for all of your food delivery needs. And when you're ordering those foods or ordering those breakfast, lunch, and dinner, whatever you want to order, make sure you order those Majestic wings, and don't forget to lick the sauce, which is their motto. And of course, all of your loungewear, lingerie wear, getting a little warm again. It was spring for 2 days, and it was winter for 2 days. Back into the spring. I don't know if you felt that cool out over there on the West Coast, Tank, but it came through pretty much still here a little bit too.
No, we hitting 80 tomorrow.
80, top down. But I just want to tell you, just you go to quickvisits.com for all of those needs. And once you do that, if you all have your ladies, if you all have any hair care needs, make sure you go to blissbrazilian.com and order all of your bundles. I found out what bundles actually are. Make sure you do that. And I just want to say this before we begin. The main objective of the No Jazz Show is to bring you, and I'll say hit refresh in there a little bit too. The main objective of No Jazz Show and the affiliation with Hit Refresh is to bring you all that side of sports that you may not get on your other broadcasts. And our main objective is to you. So if you believe that our main objective is to you, I want you to stand and clap.
Look out. Just crazy people. Won't clap, won't stand for nothing.
That's crazy that you all stand. You all are wrong. Man, that was so hilarious. Hey. Woo, that was some comedy, boy. That was funny,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
That was funny, boy.
It's
That was funny,
it's
man.
one of them things where if you didn't know any better, you would swear we looking at some crazy reality show.
But it
And
is.
yeah, and you would think that okay, it's all scripted, and this is this, and then at the end of 10 episodes, it's gonna go away. Then we can get back to life. But
Man, you know what? The more I grow and get older, and of course, as they say, I mean, I don't know, but I probably have more days behind me than I have ahead of me. I am really realizing, media involvement, and I'm gonna put C-SPAN in there, social media. Politics has always been a stage show. They finally, though, have a ringmaster. Not like I don't want to give him all the props because I do believe he sat home and looked at former President Barack Obama and realized that, well, you know what? I'm gonna give Reagan a little bit of that too. But you kind of just realize that there could be there's a character in the president, and maybe even JFK had it about him too. But I'm telling you, man, this is this is some of the best reality TV. It even has the it even has the analysts, the political analysts, giving a bit of
yeah,
Stephen A. Smith to their
mhm,
politics. It's
yeah,
just something, man. It is amazing. But we're not here to talk politics. That's a hit refresh moment. We are here to talk about sports. And speaking of entertainment, let's get to it. I want to get down and gritty into this 49-year-old. Before I even get to the other one, to the 47-year-old, I want to get involved and talk about this 49-year-old that's about to meet this 59-year-old in September on Netflix. And it is Floyd Mayweather Jr. Excuse me, Floyd Money Mayweather Jr. versus Iron Mike Tyson. What do you think about that?
and it's laughable. It's laughable. We already looking at two guys who are far past their prime, who even in their prime would never have come close to each other in the ring because of the weight differential.
They just forgot about that.
Yeah. So has Mike dropped 50 or 60 pounds, or has Floyd bulked up at least 50 pounds? I mean, because otherwise you're gonna be looking at an old bulldog versus an old chihuahua. I mean, the size differences and strength differences is crazy. Um, I think it's laughable, and it's really an embarrassment and a mockery of the sport, because these aren't, like I said, these aren't even two people who would have met in the ring had they been in their primes. I mean, they just threw weight classes out the damn window. And what exactly is an exhibition? Is it basically a sparring session, or is anyone trying to win? Is anyone trying to knock someone out, or is it just exactly that? Where we're just showing everybody else, hey, what we're able to do in the ring at this age. It, I mean, it's on Netflix, so if you have Netflix, you can see it. You don't have to worry about it, because if it was pay-per-view, it would really be a slap in the face. But everybody has most people have Netflix or have access to Netflix anyway, so it's not going to come out of anybody's pocket anything extra. So I will give them that. They could have put it on. Man, this could have been an ABC Wide World of Sports thing they could have done, like when Muhammad Ali fought Lyle Alzado. I mean, this is not just the exhibition. This is it's a damn mockery, man. It's a freak show. it's free. It's on Netflix, so I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not expecting anything other than a bunch of love taps.
You know, as I stated last show, I believe that was, I'm not sure, maybe it was last show. Jake Paul and Luke Paul,
Mm-hmm.
they have, and I don't want to necessarily say made a mockery of boxing. But it's prize fighting.
Yeah.
Let's just say that it's prize fighting, and these boys have been receiving some very good prizes, you know, to get out there and fight, and they have become a draw. Jake being the main mastermind behind that draw, and I believe
with
the
the
sport of
broken
boxing,
face now.
right? And I believe the sport of boxing has said before we allow the MMA to become that draw, we're going to draw up any picture we can, you know, to keep our sport alive. Now I'm going to back off of that a little bit and just talk about the product of boxing. And I do ask myself sometimes, like, are they not satisfied with the young product that's worth fighting? Because that's worth watching, excuse me. And I do understand, for lack of a better term, the money grab in it. I do understand the friendly banter between Floyd Money Mayweather Jr. and Iron Mike Tyson. And I'm saying those names because of the prize in it.
Yeah.
Because I do believe in Mike's, I believe in Muhammad Ali's prime. I believe in Mike Tyson's prime. If they would have came along during the time of Mayweather Jr., they would have been breaking the bank too and became billion-dollar fighters as well. And I believe this era of entertainment, this era of going out, being outside, because I personally believe with it being on Netflix and it being free, there is an opportunity for everybody to say, hey, you know, the fight coming on tonight. That's our backdrop. Let's go out, hang out, have some drinks. And there's revenue in that. You know, there's money in that. And it actually makes for a good laugh for some people. Brings back a lot of nostalgia. Now, don't get me right. I'm not saying it's what they need to be doing.
Yeah,
I'm just
but
saying
it does bring up nostalgic memories from
it
each
brings
one.
up nostalgic memories. You know, I don't know what Tyson will be able to do as far as, you know, the nostalgia of his punching power. It might be cool to watch Floyd dodge that punching power, you know, at his age, 10-year difference. But who would have thought that Rocky Balboa and Thunder Lips would have brought
the
us
ultimate male,
right? Would have brought us where we are today. You know?
Yeah,
Didn't somebody who was that? Somebody fought a bear?
I can't remember who it was, but I remember. I know you're talking about. I can't remember who it was, but I do remember Alzado and Muhammad Ali fought.
Somebody did. Yeah, like a gorilla. It was like they fought a real animal, and
yeah,
it was a bear. Yeah. So probably was a baby bear. That bear probably 1 year old, a year old, you know.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, it's crazy that, you know, we've gone to this sunken place in boxing to where, you know, 49, 59-year-old men, and then one of my friends on Facebook really tried to give me some banter back and forth about the fact that no one cared when there was a long drop off between, and I think he's going towards, he was mostly talking about the Mayweather and Pacquiao rematch that they're calling it a rematch, which has also been given a date. No one cared when Duran fought Leonard after 9 years, and I think it was Hearns after 8 years. But I just felt like that was because they were under 40.
Yeah, and
One of them was
33,
31.
Yeah, and that was also different. There wasn't
definitely different.
There wasn't it wasn't a mockery, and it was also something that, okay, these guys they're past their prime, we think, but we've always wanted to see these two go at it. And
right,
even
and
if they weren't,
prime,
even so, neither one of them had an advantage as far as, hey, well, I'm 10 years younger than he is. I should be able to beat. It wasn't an old lion fighting a young lion. They were both older lions fighting, and they represented they represented well at their age, that stage of their careers.
Because even Roberto Duran was 38. That's closer to, or maybe he was 40 and Leonard was 30. Nevertheless, it's not pushing 50 and pushing 60.
Yeah. And it's not getting in the ring with someone that you got that you
out of your weight class.
Out of your weight class, and someone they weren't fighting trying to get the heavyweight title. They were trying to get a title back. It was just, okay, this is we're 1-1. Let's see who wins the rubber match.
Who wins the rubber match?
Yeah, it was, and they were good competitive fights. This mess here that we're gonna be watching is gonna be laughable. And after it's over, what's Floyd? If let's say if Floyd winds up losing, what's he gonna say? Well, if I was in my prime, I would have beat you.
Well, will it count? Like
no, it won't. No, it won't.
It
doesn't count.
Yeah, it doesn't count. He'll still be undefeated.
Yeah, but he'll still be undefeated. But it's one of the things where if I was in my prime, Mike, I would have beat you, or Mike with Floyd. If I was in my prime, you wouldn't have never stood a chance with me. It'll be one. It'll be one of those like.
Well, we know that.
Yeah, we know that. We know you wouldn't have, either one of you would have, because you would have never fought in the first place.
But if someone calls me and say they're having a party, or I'm here hanging out, chilling, there's a possibility I'm going to turn on Netflix and say, let me.
I'll watch it, and hopefully Netflix won't be buffering half the damn fight.
And it's an opportunity for Netflix, because Netflix is really probably just trying to build themselves up for the time that they get a major opportunity to have a fight, and this is something serious, man. But anyway, guess who else is coming back? I mean, let's give the ladies their props. Ronda Rousey.
Oh yeah, Ronda's coming back. She's fighting MMA,
and she fighting MMA.
So we're gonna see if she can grapple now. I mean, we knew she could punch, but we're gonna see if she can get down and she can use her feet, use her legs also.
I think she should stand. I don't know. I don't know as far as standing a chance, but I think. I think she should train a little harder and pull a McGregor and be a draw against Clarissa Shields. Maybe this is a setup to see if she still has a draw. Now, this is not to say.
I don't think she wants no problems.
See, the thing is, she might take those problems.
For the money.
For the money.
Yeah, but but last time we saw Ronda, she was getting her face broken. So
I know, and we all and let's not forget. Let's not forget. Up until the new era, the most watched fight was, I believe, Clooney versus Holmes.
Yeah,
for a long time. All I'm saying is, when white people fight black people,
go ahead.
I want to buy some bonbons. I want some Snickers. I want some popcorn. And this movie's gonna pay for it.
Yeah.
Hey, just like Eddie Murphy say,
Yeah.
people get pumped up
Yeah.
by Rocky. There's a reason why Sylvester Stallone chose Carl Weathers. It's a draw.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just saying. So if you all, Ronda Rousey, Clarissa Shields, if the fight goes pretty well, hey.
I think the Ronda at her best would have been a good fight with Shields. I think that would have been a good fight actually. Ronda at her best.
Ronda at her best. I mean, I'm not calling anybody out because I don't want anybody to, Ronda always been like a little nice little fat face cutie pie, whatever. I don't want her face to get messed up and all like that. And I loved her in the Entourage. My thing is, if money look good, who knows? Layla might come back. I mean, I'm just looking at a whole lot of Netflix.
I don't think Layla would ever come back. I think she knows, hey, it was just talk, but I'm not finna do that. And I don't think the money is gonna get her to come back because she does know what happened, to her dad when he went to the well one time too many.
When you stop banging on, you go to the well too many times.
Yeah.
And Clarissa's still young. Shout out to Clarissa.
Yeah, she just won.
But that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
And she just won the other night. You see? I want you all at this point in time, if you all notice, the No Jazz Show not only brings up brings up the men, but we also make it our point to bring up women in sports. So if you believe in bringing up women in sports, stand right now.
Yeah, but also as far as fighting, like we got the same. Like I said, fight. We got the same man who we were discussing earlier fighting later this year.
Yeah.
Fighting Pacquiao.
It's gonna be something, man. Hey, now let's move on to what we were talking about before because we gotta get off that boxing, man. NFL Combine begins when, Tank?
Tomorrow.
Big news. And if you all don't know what NFL Combine is, it is all of the players who have declared for the draft. Majority of them. Their opportunity to showcase their skill set before all of the owners, GMs, trainers, scouts, again, prior to April's draft. And everyone knows in the past 25 years or so, this has become a great exhibition. Off-season, I should say, exhibition for the NFL. The big news in that is Fernando Mendoza has decided that, and he's not the first, won't be the last, he will not be throwing at the NFL Combine. From a QB perspective, I kind of understand where they are coming from, why they do what they do, because you're not familiar with these receivers. They're not familiar with you. That's not to say that you won't be drafted by someone, go to their mini camp and be thrown to receivers that you're not familiar with. But it's still more time than a day or two to develop a chemistry with them as well. So I kind of see why these QBs decide not to throw at the NFL Combine. And I also have seen how it has benefited the QBs who are not projected to be picked as high.
Yeah.
to go and throw at these NFL combines. There's been this little rift about why does he get to do that when someone else did that and it didn't turn out well for them, or they looked at them like they were bad. But I beg to differ, because I do remember Cam Ward didn't do it.
Right.
He waited his pro day and he was number 1 overall.
Yeah, it's becoming more common for the top quarterback prospects to not throw. For that reason, hey, I'm already projected to go high. I'm going to be throwing to people I'm not familiar with. They might run. I asked them to run a route. They have to run a certain route. I'm used to my timing. I'm used to the receivers that I've been playing with running it a certain way, and I know their body language and vice versa, as opposed to just going out there and just winging it.
Right.
And you can say, well, that's what you do when you go outside and play, whatever. But you don't have millions of dollars at stake. You're in a position where you don't want to give them anything to knock.
And I definitely see the part, and I'm sorry, I definitely see the part where I might actually be helping my wide receiver that I played with, who may be a later round pick, have someone look at him like, oh.
Yeah, at the pro day.
At the pro day, he's looking pretty good. So or any other position player that comes out to that pro day, because I believe they give everybody an opportunity to showcase at all the positions. So
the thing is, you say, hey, if you're a player, you go out there and you want to compete, and I do subscribe to that, but I also understand why certain guys don't. What I don't like is when guys who play certain positions won't do certain things. Like, you're a running back, why don't you run the 40? You're a receiver or a DB, why won't you run the 40? I mean, because people they do want to try to see, hey, do you have real speed or is it game speed? Because you can't, there's a lot of emphasis and stock put on your 40 if you run what was expected, if you had an expected good time, then you run it, or you run even faster. You will. Xavier Worthy shot up because of how fast he ran. John Ross, a few years back with Cincinnati, he shot up because he ran a 4.2. I mean, he couldn't play worth a damn when he got to the league, but that's
who was the only one lived up to that shot up? Chris Johnson?
Yeah, CJ2K did it. Yeah, he did. And there's some other guys, but it just, I'm sorry, I would just want to go out there and be like, okay, they say so-and-so is probably the fastest person at the combine. I think I can beat him. I'm gonna go out there and run. Just that. But certain positions, you need to do, I think you should show certain things. But at the same time, if I got 3-4 years of game film, that's what you need to be looking at. You research, and you can look at every single play I've had over the past 2, 3, or 4 years, and then you can say, okay, does my game translate? What I show you at the combine in shorts and t-shirt should not be the determining factor if you think I can play football or not. Because there are some guys who are not athletes; they're just football players. They don't time well. They don't do. It's the same with some people.
Never saw Emmitt Smith get caught from behind, baby.
Yeah, it's some people who. Yeah, it's some people who are very smart, but they don't do well on standardized tests.
Absolutely.
Well,
they don't do well in classrooms.
Yeah, but he only got a 900 on his SAT. Yeah, but but he was in AP classes, and he wound up with a 5.0 GPA. So you trying to tell me what he did those 4 or 5 years of high school or overshadowed by how well he didn't do on a 4-hour test?
I think because historically this is not the first time. I mean, we've seen people sit out of 40s. Like the
Yeah.
2 fastest guys, legends of being fast, said, "Come watch me run on my pro day," or "I ran here." I think what Bo Jackson.
Yeah, Bo. They went down there. Prime ran his at the combine, and then went home.
Yeah, he ran the 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't do his 3. He ran the 1.
Yeah.
Right. That's right.
You got some people who ran slow, but they still got drafted high, and their career wasn't like Peter Ward was the best player in college football, but he only ran a 4.6 at the combine. And
difference between quick and fast.
Yeah, quick, fast, and game speed.
Right.
So I think you have to be able to look at what this guy does against the elite competition. Yeah, look at what he does in games against his best opponents and see how he does. If he does well, but at the combine he doesn't run a great speed, run a great 40. You can say, okay, he just done time fast, but he plays fast. And hopefully you don't end up with a Keon Coleman. But I knew he wasn't going to do anything. But still, I think there's a bit too much
emphasis
a lot
of sometimes. Them. Hopefully, like Keon Coleman, Keon is not alone. I mean, Keon had some. I'm about to throw it back. Keon had some Carfonso Thorpe type games.
Yeah, you went back.
I went back then.
Yeah.
So in college, I should say, and sometimes it don't translate. A lot of it don't translate, and that's why I give Michael Irvin his props. And it's not to say he wouldn't have been good in Green Bay, but he knew that's not for me.
Yeah, he didn't want to be cold.
He didn't want to be cold because mentally that might have affected his game. So send me somewhere else. Shout out to Sterling Shaw. Because Sterling was so smooth at South Carolina. I didn't see that in Green Bay as much as he did. He was kind of different down south. I'm just be honest with you. Sterling kind of different down south. That's South Carolina film something serious.
He and Irvin were both 4 or 5 guys. But
right.
They played at 4 or 5. They played 4 or 5 or better for 4 quarters. They didn't get tired. You got some guys who run 4-4, 4-3 in the first quarter, but by the time the fourth quarter gets there, they done slowed to a 4-5 or 4-6. And therein lies your difference. Do you run that same speed the whole game?
Jared about a 4-5, 4-6, right?
Yeah. Jared was a 4-6, 4-5 guy.
Yeah.
People like to say it's a 4-7, but Bill Walsh has said that he ran the 4. He ran a 4.
Never got caught from behind.
Yeah. So
that 40 does do this. Like the fastest time you get an automatic shoe deal or something.
Yeah, you get something. People want to see you, and and it helps. It looks good, but it doesn't mean that you're gonna be a good or a great player. Alexander Wright was a 4.27. He ain't bust a grape when he got to the NFL, and he's running 4.27 in the late 80s, early 90s, and he ain't bust a grape. So I think the 40 it looks good, it's nice, and it's a good thing to have in your belt. But how many times really in a game do you see a guy break free for 40 unimpeded?
Now what about the like some of the drills are cool, but what about like the vertical lead bench press.
I don't think that I don't take put a lot of stock in the bench press either, because you aren't doing this. I mean, and somebody said 220, it's 225. How
They
many
keep the
times
moderate
can you throw it
225.
up? Yeah. Okay, but if I'm a if I'm a wide receiver, I'm not really doing a whole lot of this. I'm not. You can look at linemen and see, okay, because they're the ones who are gonna be engaged like that. But other positions, quarterback, what is your quarterback throwing up 225, 30 times? What does that have to do with anything?
Right.
Nothing at all. So I think it's more so functional strength for your position. I mean, you can be cock strong, but that don't mean you can play.
It really don't.
But I mean, Mike Mamula killed it, and he stunk up the league because he trained for every drill they had in the combine and had it down pat. And he shot up. Yeah, he shot up. I mean, you got Warren Sapp did it, I think 15 reps. I never saw Sapp getting stonewalled and can't get by people when he was in the NFL. I never heard someone saying, boy, we haven't heard from Sapp all week, all game. You never heard it. You never saw him get erased.
And we know what dropped him. I mean, we ain't gonna mention it, but it wasn't the combine. But I do want to mention these names. Jamar Chase still got picked 5th overall. Didn't go to the combine. Andrew Luck didn't participate in any drills. Kyler Murray, number 1, didn't throw. Caleb Williams didn't throw. Marvin Harrison Jr. skipped that and a pro day.
Man, y'all just called me when my name get picked.
Call me on April 26th through the 28th. And it better be April 26th.
Yeah.
So I think it's become more NFL still staying relevant in the offseason.
Yeah, because remember, now they've stretched it out. It's 5 days.
5 days.
It's the same thing they done with the draft. Draft is now 3 televised days, and it starts on Thursday night,
right?
And not even Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Those 3 days that you are really gonna be that you would normally be out doing stuff. Instead, hey, you're gonna be watching people's name get called.
I wouldn't be surprised eventually if HBO called and said, "This is Hard Knocks" at the combine. The NFL is gonna figure out a way to keep themselves high on everyone's media meter. Now, moving right along, I just want to make sure you all know that you are now watching the NOJASSSHOW No Jazz Show, not just another sports show. Make sure you follow and subscribe, like, comment, share. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on my personal page and Tank's personal page, Russell Tanker. The link to find us. I'll be at DUPONTZNIVEK. We're also live on Twitch, also live on TikTok, live in the locker room, and live on another page, No Jazz Show, and Huge Electronic Store. So you find us all there, and make sure you do that. Now, I'm gonna move on into this. Sad news. Kenneth Walker is a free agent. Kenneth Walker is a young free agent.
Yeah, young 23.
Young 23. Kenneth Walker is, how I want to put this, Super Bowl MVP, free agent. I do kind of want to talk about some good landing spots for him, and if you want to get into that, but I just want to know what you think about the fact that Seattle has decided to release this man and let others utilize his talent, knowing what he did for them in the playoffs, in the postseason in 2025. What do you feel about that?
I think they need to sign him at the bare minimum. Transition tag him so you can see what somebody's offering him. At the bare minimum, give him the transition tag, or better yet, franchise tag him. But for me, I think you should sign him to a 3 or 4 year deal. 4 year deal. He's 23. If you sign him to a 4 year deal, he's 27. That means he's still got a good 3 years left to play. So you could essentially end up having him play out 3 contracts for you. He's done everything that you needed him to do. He proved that he could carry the load in the postseason after Chardonnay got hurt. He's a runner. He's not a pass catcher. He's not a blocker. He's not much of a blocker. He's a runner. Let him run the ball. I don't think that people always throw out where you can get a running back in the late round and just plug and play. No, you can't. If you got a guy who is special, you keep him. And I think that Walker as a runner is special. And he showed you that in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl when he was the show. I don't think that you can just you can find somebody in the 4th round. No, you don't just throw guys away and just say I can go and find somebody. When the Broncos let Clinton Portis go, they never truly replaced him. All 1,500 yards are not created or not the same. Everybody who puts up good numbers is not, they'll make them the same caliber back as somebody else. Walker is a fast twitch guy. He's young. He's hungry. He's hungry. He's been playing on the second round draft pick rookie contract. Go ahead and keep him. Keep your team intact. Why would you let a workhorse back go like that? Chardonnay is going to be coming back off a knee. You don't know what you're going to have with him when he returns. There's some teams that might want him, but unfortunately for him, I don't think that the running back market, free agent market, is going to be clamoring after him, because most teams who needed a back got him in the past year or two. Free agency. And others.
I don't necessarily say they're deep in the draft, but
but I would keep him, because there's nothing. Jeremiah Love is the only back, who is projected to go in the first round, or maybe only 1 or 2 might be going in the second round.
Right.
Because I would go ahead and pick.
That's a 2-day, unless they show up in the combine. Back to the combine.
Yeah.
The running backs look like a day 2 situation.
Yeah. And because the only other back who's a free agent, who's not going to be now, is Breece Hall with the Jets, because they said they're working that out to keep him. Because I think so. Breece Hall and Walker were the 2 top backs who are going to be free agents this year. If you got a back, you keep them. You just do. Don't be like Minnesota and got a quarterback who produces and does these things for you, then you let him go and you watch him win the Super Bowl somewhere else, and you stuck with a bump on the log who can't stay healthy, a quarterback. You don't want to mess around, and now you don't have a running back to get anything done, and now Sam Darnold looks average because he doesn't have help as far as out of the backfield. Now he's back there running for his life because we got nobody to hand the ball off to. We got Chardonnay's coming off of a knee injury. He's not back yet. It's 2 years before you come back, before you get back up to snuff. Now I'm running around trying to get money to JSN, who said he wants to be the highest paid receiver in the league. So that's another problem. Man, if you have a franchise guy at a position, you keep him. It's not hard. Keep him. You just won a Super Bowl on his legs. Keep the man.
All right. I said all that because I wanted you, and I love your passion. I love your passion with that last part, because you did mention a franchise wide receiver. You mentioned what should be a franchise running back. So I'm going to set this question up by asking you this. Tier, what is, and you can just personally, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. And we'll just do offense. No. We'll do both of them. Most important positions on a football team.
Quarterback.
Number 1.
Yeah, that's the most important position in team sports across the board. Secondly, and I'll say it because they're the only position on the field that on the offensive side of the ball who does everything, who's asked to do everything. It's running back. They have to run, they have to be able to catch, and they also have to block. So for me, it's the running back second. Whoever is your blind side tackle is third most important. Because if you can't keep the best pass rusher off your quarterback's ass, it don't matter. Fourth would be wide receiver. And then after that, you got tight ends and then your linemen. But
no one on defense cracks that.
Well, I was just talking about just offense.
Oh, offense. Okay.
Offense, yeah.
Okay.
Defensively, because of, I think the game is starting to edge back now to start valuing running backs and getting back to running the ball. But I think the way the game is now, your pass rusher, whether he's a defensive end or an outside linebacker, it's your most important. Second is your cornerback, because you got whoever's getting after the man with the ball, the quarterback, is going
run in, got it back in.
Yeah, then you got your corner, because your corner has to, because they're airing the ball out. If he can't prevent passes from being caught, you got a problem these days if your secondary is not good. So I'm going, like I said, so it's pass rusher, and that could be defensive end or outside linebacker, whichever one, and whichever scheme you're running, and that's where your prime pass rusher is.
30 years ago, would you have placed defensive tackle a little higher?
Defensive tackle and inside linebacker, I would have, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So now I will put say the edge rusher. I'm just gonna say edge rusher. I hate calling people just an edge rusher because it kind of takes away, says that you don't do anything but rush the passer.
Right.
But for the emphasis on person who gets to the man with the ball, I'm gonna say edge rushing. That's talking about defensive end and outside back. Then I got corner, and then safety has become more important with the airing out of the ball.
Yeah.
And then linebacker, because linebackers have to be able to cover now, because you've seen certain linebackers have gotten smaller over the years. They used to just be big, bulky guys who could take on linemen and fill
Now
the
they gotta have
hole.
the speed to keep
Not
up
the
with the
not
tight
the
end.
smaller. Yeah. Yeah. That's
More strong safety side.
yeah, and that's basically due to Jimmy Johnson because he did that in Miami. He brought that to Dallas. That changed that. That was the impact that he had on the game. And then you got defensive tackle, defensive lineman,
All right.
because you still have to be able to collapse the pocket.
I asked you all of that as to segue into this. Because you didn't mention one thing. But there's a certain particular team. There's a certain particular team, and this is not about the team as much as it's who's on the team, that offered a kicker.
Yeah.
$7.5 million a year. And the kicker said,
kick rocks.
Kick rocks. There's a certain caliber of Cowboys fan that truly believes that Brandon Aubrey is a weapon. And they call him a weapon because you can drive the ball to the 50-yard line and still have an opportunity to get points on the board. But my thing about that definition of a weapon for him being a kicker is
I know what you're gonna say.
If that's all you want to do, what does that make your quarterback, your highest paid quarterback, and your second, maybe third, definitely top 3 highest paid wide receiver, and another one that you about the franchise? Is Brandon Aubrey out of his mind? Or his agent?
Because of what he did last year and the previous year, he
missed some field goals this year.
Yeah.
2025.
But because of what he's done, he's looking at the fact that, hey, there's only possibly one other kicker out there who's as good as me, and he plays in Pittsburgh. And I'm younger than he is, so I got more years to play. But man,
you do not need your kicker. You do not
I don't
need your kicker telling you. Now 7.5 is the highest. Will be highest.
That's the highest. Yeah. I mean,
and then I had to
what,
go down
what do you? My thing is, what do you want? It's 7.5, which it's really. I'm sure when everybody else heard it, everybody else associated with the NFL probably, man, they're gonna pay a kicker that much.
They'll pay a kicker that much. They said it, and I went down the line, and this is when I went down the line and I did my data research on that. All we got to do is drive to the 50-yard line. And I thought I would see more. But this must have been mostly yards that had Dallas with that top 3 offense. Because what I wanted to see was Brandon Aubrey have the most PATs.
Right.
See, that's what I need you to get. I don't need 3s. I need that one that makes 7.
Yeah.
And Jake Bates is the top 2025 for that. The total points leader in kickers is Jason Myers, which means he was getting PATs and 3s. And the field goals leader, and I don't want to butcher his name, is Kaimi Fairbairn. So I'm trying to understand, Mr. 10. What's going on here, sir?
Yeah. That's what you call overvaluing yourself. I mean, he needs to go ahead and take that 7.5, or see if or maybe say, hey, can we get me to 8?
He need to take them 7.
Yeah, he need to take that.
And I'll say
this. If he or 7 to 7.5, say, can you get me to 7.5? But you need to take that 7. And
I'll give you $3 million. You make the Super Bowl winning field goal.
Yeah, I could put some incentives in there. I could put enough incentives in there that if you make them, you can. If you want
You'll end
$8 million,
up with 10.
yeah, you can end up with whatever. If we, you wait
But if our
X number
offense
of
good,
game,
if our
yeah,
offense good, you might not get them too.
yeah, and that also includes not just you kicking field goals and extra points, but that's kickoffs too. How many
Right.
kickoffs are you not squandering?
That's a game. That's a
Yeah,
game. That's a game strategy. Absolutely.
yeah,
I'm trying to understand. I'm not in, and people are always like, oh, why are you in people's pockets? Because if you make his pockets deep, you do realize we just re-signed a running back that's making less than $10 million.
yeah. I'm a running back. I'm making $8 million a year. You
What?
giving this kicker this much? They don't even. And hey,
Hey,
God bless you if you're a good kicker. God bless you. All you got to do is keep that leg strong and accurate, and you can play 20 years. But they do not work out with the rest of the team. If you go to a training camp, go to a practice, they look like the kids who the parents look and say, "Look at there go my son over there. He ain't paying attention to nothing." He's until they say, "Hey, why don't you come in? We're finna practice kickoffs, or we want to do 15 minutes, and then they back to doing whatever else." Look, they don't even break a sweat.
here's the news. Here's the news, and that won't make news. Due to contract negotiations, Brandon Aubrey decides not to show up to OTAs. Who cares? Who is going to miss him?
Yeah, you got to.
That's not
Don't
news.
overplay your hand.
It's news when them positions you said
Yeah,
don't go to OTAs.
I hope that it's his agent who's telling him, "Hey,
Absolutely.
hold tight. We're gonna try to get more. I think we can squeeze him." I'm hoping that's his agent, and that if he has a wife or a girlfriend, I'm hoping she said they offering you $7 million to have 4 plays a game. You better take that money, but you might
Yeah,
kick off.
we'll figure out a way. We'll figure out a way to send you to a team that'll sign you, and then you be kicking that ball outside. Mind you, you in a
Yeah,
controlled environment. It's a controlled environment in Arlington. Don't get it twisted. Now, I don't even know why I stayed on kickers that long. But again, and I probably should have went here, last time as we were uplifting, our audience and the women of our audience. I just want to bring this up. The WNBA has finally, I shouldn't say that. Let me stop. The WNBA made enough of a profit this year in order to distribute the money equally, profit sharing throughout all the teams. Does this look like a situation that's trending upward, or was this just a matter of whatever happened, and is it going to go back down? Will it be this median? What do you think the WNBA is trending with this finally receiving the profit? And I said it anyway.
Well, they gave them $8 million. They gave
million.
each team gets $8 million to split amongst the players. At this point, I say it was an anomaly because it hadn't happened before.
Right.
You can't say it's going to happen next year, but for their sake, hopefully they're trending upward. But I mean, my thing with them is they're talking about, they can't get a CBA done, and they're talking about, maybe striking, not taking to the court until there's a new labor agreement done that the players are like. And they got until, I think they have 2 weeks before it starts affecting the actual schedule. It starts impacting games. At this point, take the $8 million, take your deal, and say, hey, could we, if we're on the uptick, let's renegotiate this thing in two more seasons. Because as of now, I just say it's an anomaly. I can't say, I'm not going to say it's trending up, it's trending down, or anything, because it happened once. It's only happened once. It's like the Jets. They won one Super Bowl. and in this 50-some years later. So you can say that Super Bowl was an anomaly because they have been back. So I think that they need, that's how I look at it. And I don't think the ownership, which is the NBA, is looking at it as putting too much stock in that. Like, oh man, it's fine, it's happening. I don't think they are. I think the players, the WNBA players and coaches are looking at, see, look, we are making money, but it's one time. You got to do it again. Do it next year. And, hopefully they will. Hopefully they can come back and say, hey, well, we got $10 million to split with y'all this year. Hopefully, it starts incrementally going up. But I would not, hey, as of now, what is the league? 30, 32 years old, something like that?
Yeah.
So, all right, so they're 32 years old. They're 1-31.
Here's what I hope. And you didn't need to say that.
But as far as you say turn the profit, man, do it. You're 1-31. You can't go.
Hey man.
You can't go and get over your skis yet.
Hey. I ain't never look at it like that, man.
But that's what they are, though.
You 1-31.
Turn the profit. Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. And what I'm hoping doesn't happen is, and I hope it's trending upward, because I'm just taking this from a dating situation. I hope when they don't turn a profit next year, if they don't turn a profit next year, they don't look at you like, well, you gave me $8 million last year. Where my money? And for someone to have to explain to a woman.
Yeah.
See, I that's why I hope it's because boy, and that's the part about it. The expectation needs to be on them. Okay, the expectation is here. It's now. What can we do, and what did we do last year to make sure we at least do this again next year? Let's not get lazy. Because if we don't receive it or we don't get it, we're not going to receive it. And I don't need them expecting it without, one hand got to watch the other.
Yeah.
So
also are there big names coming out this year that's going to be an influx of talent coming into the league like it was when you had Angel Reese and Caitlin coming in. They not just saying their talent, but their name. They were going to bring people. Who are the names that are coming into the league this year?
Which goes back to what I said, and this is a great segue. Go back to what I said, and the NBA missing this too. Create the college hero to transition over into the NBA. That definitely helps.
Yeah,
your profit.
Because I haven't heard a whole bunch of talk about any players coming from college to the WNBA. Man, just wait till she get there.
It's Caitlin Clark and Angel.
Yeah, because I don't even watch it, but I know those two names. And those names were all in different sports chats the whole time, because there was, you either like one or you like the other or you like both, but you knew of both of them and you know their names. You like, okay, I want to see what they're gonna do when they get to the WNBA. Who's there this year? Who's coming out this year to bring a fan base to the league.
Who coming out? Now, I'm going to tell you, sticking on the college, go to the male side. We have Mr. Darren Peterson of Kansas, who, for the most part, now that they pay NIL, don't show up for work a lot.
Yeah.
And he's basically telling them, I don't need to. You know, when I do come to work, look at what I do. And then he's upset with analysts and sports pundits who are saying, you know, people are watching you. Like for the most part, he's upset that people are looking at him and judging him based on that. And we all get judged by that. So I guess my question is, because it's not really a question, for me, Mr. Peterson, is I hope what you're doing, because kids watch you be a kid, and people have entitlement issues. Same thing we were saying with the combine.
Mm-hmm.
When I see one do it and I'm better than him, I feel like I'm better than him, and parents be getting involved in this too, I'm going to act as if I don't have to do that either. That's what I fear Mr. Peterson is doing. You know, but if he want to be, if his whole point is to be tournament Pete, tournament Darren, and you show me something in the tournament, maybe we'll forget about all of that. But what do you think? What Mr. Peterson doing, something like what he's doing? How do you think he can tarnish an already, in a sense, tarnished NBA and NIL system?
That shows work ethic, commitment, dedication to your craft, dedication to your teammates. I mean, you signed this contract, you got this NIL money, and it should all come with a code of conduct and the expectation of what things that you have to do. And if you don't do these things, we're going to deduct money from you. That's what they need to start doing. Because how to say, a fool with little money is going to be a fool with a lot of money.
You are what you are.
Yeah, you're going to see him doing the same thing if he makes it to the NBA. You're going to do the same thing. It's just going to be he's getting paid more to do it. And they need to.
Whoever you are, broke, whoever you're going to be with money. So they say.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think it's one of those things where it's the juice worth the squeeze. That's going to be what the NBA is going to have to decide with whoever drafts him.
And then if people don't want to touch him, and I hope they do, whatever the case may be, but if people don't want to touch him, we're living in this woe is me era where you're going to forget about what you did to make people decide to feel that way about you, and start saying people have something against you.
Yeah. And like, instead of taking accountability, man, I could have handled this better. I should have handled this better. He's setting himself up for a not so gentle fall if he doesn't change things around. Because if he gets drafted, his teammates gonna already have a certain perception of him anyway. And if he does anything that can be remotely looks like what he's doing, he's gonna be labeled a problem rookie, and they're gonna give him the business. They're gonna give him the business.
And
he already acting crazy.
And then if he cleans himself up and changes his ways, he's gonna have to be very consistent with that, because as soon as he shows a glimpse of those ways, you back at it again. You know, and a lot of people don't realize, man. You know, I know a guy. They're looking at his resume, and it's coming back like, you missed these meetings, you did this, you did that. If you're doing this and we haven't paid you, what are you gonna do when we pay you? I know a lot of athletes that have gotten paid off good behavior.
Yeah,
They
because
got contracts like,
it's
why
like
they pay them that? Good behavior.
Yeah. Well, he's not great, but he's good. He can help us, but he's not a troublemaker. He's not going to be causing us problems. His name's not going to be on the 11 o'clock news. He's not going to be all over social media acting a fool, embarrassing us.
Right. We know. But at any rate, I just want to make sure everyone knows you are watching the Not Just Another Sports Show, also known as the No Jazz Show. Please follow and subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you like, comment, and share. You can find us live on my page, DUPONTZNIVEK, on Russell Tanker's page, RUSSELLTANKER. Follow the link on that page. We're live on Twitch, live on TikTok. You can also follow us on Instagram at THE No Jazz Show, the No Jazz Show. Also, I didn't mention, and I should, we have a handle on X. It's on there as well. You can find us live in the locker room on in the Huge Electronics Store, our affiliate No Jazz Show page, and the link in our Facebook page, group page, No Jazz Show. And thank you all who actually post in the posting section. Thank you all for commenting when you see the post. Thank you all for sending your comments on all of our shorts and all of our little videos and posts that we post. Now, having said all that, I want to get into push. It might not be anymore, but the United Football League says we're going to keep it.
No, they're getting rid of it.
The UFL getting rid of it, but the NFL hadn't decided yet.
No, they're keeping it. NFL keeping it.
I read that wrong, and now I'm upset. But I guess it's one of those things where stop it. But you know what? As I said before, episodes ago, I think the tush push is just like the Wildcat. It's just lasting a little longer because you got the personnel. Once that personnel leaves, it's gonna do a little way.
They've got to do something if they're gonna allow it. They need to change some rules because I saw Josh Allen running down the field and getting caught, and his offensive lineman came behind him, and they basically picked him up and pushed him for another 5 yards. You can't. I mean, I think that's ridiculous.
Well,
running back.
It's like jumping on the PAT. Field goal.
But you see running backs. Their progress is getting stopped, but then all of a sudden their linemen run. They're 10 yards downfield. Their linemen will run in and push the pile. That's not football. Don't do that. And as soon as somebody gets hurt, particularly a star player gets hurt, tears his knee up from that mess, they're gonna start doing like they did when Tom Brady got hurt that year. Oh, we got to stop that. That's no longer allowed. They'll put it in mid-season. The tush push is no longer allowed, or you're no longer allowed. Offensive players are no longer allowed to run behind the ball carrier and push them forward, and to move the pile once the defense is stopped. It's not rugby. They need to cut it out. I'm glad the UFL is getting rid of it, and only because I don't think it needs to be in football. I can't say I'm glad that they're getting rid of it because I don't want to see them doing it because I probably ain't gonna watch more than 5 minutes of a UFL game.
like when you said the UFL banned it, it was like, oh, really?
Yeah. So, I think it's something they need to get rid of.
What if they implement it within a time frame? Like, for instance, okay, last 2 minutes of each quarter, and you might be trying to score. We'll allow you to
No.
use it.
No, I just think they need to get rid of it altogether. Because then all of a sudden and that's really gonna factor into practice time. The coach saying, "All right, wait a minute, we got it. You already have a 2-minute drill.
We got a tush push drill.
Now we got a 2-minute tush push drill. We got to start working on, and we got to start looking at anything that they could do out of this formation. But we don't want to devote too much time to it because it takes away from our other stuff. But we can't overlook it because when we do, they're gonna do it, and you all won't know how to stop it. So yeah.
What if it's only allowed at the goal line?
I still think no.
Take it out.
Rid of it. Get that. Line up in the damn eye and run the ball. It's worked for 100 years doing it that way. You don't need to, the past few years it's come in, they're doing it. Line up in the eye, line up in the offset eye, and mush. Not
right.
Push.
Right. I'm not a fan of it. It's kind of like one of those. I'm not a fan of it, but it's one of those instances. If you don't like it, stop it. I'm going to allow you to have that, but I'm not necessarily a fan of it. Now, let's get to. Oh man, you really want to talk about this? We can, because I am.
Yeah. Okay.
Steve Tisch of the New York Giants is mentioned. Is this a typo? 400 times?
Over 400 times.
Steve Tisch is mentioned over 400 times in the Epstein files and is being investigated by the NFL. Is there a strong likelihood that other owners may also be involved or be in these Epstein files? And will the NFL do anything about it? Let me ponder on that one for a little bit. You go ahead, Tank. Let me ponder on that one for a little bit.
I think there is a possibility that you can find some of these other billionaire owners. This seems to be
you think the one that they kept out of the Miami Massage Parlor guy that they kept out of the Hall of Fame might be in there?
It's a possibility. It's a possibility that
I didn't say any name.
As a possibility, and I'm just saying this because he's no longer an owner, and he was creepy, and we know what kind of culture they had going on there. There's a possibility. I wouldn't be surprised if a certain former owner of a certain team in the capital city, whose initials were DS, was to be involved in that. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if some late owners who've passed in the past 10 years or less were involved in it, because this thing seems to be
LA owners, and I'm crossing over sports.
Yeah, this thing seems to be something that the elite, as far as money, this is something that they do. Like, this is something this is a subculture that you would not know about if you weren't in those rooms, because and you won't be in those rooms because you don't have the money or you don't have the connections, meaning these people and you're in with them. I mean, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if there's a deep dive, and this is beyond talking about sports owners. If we find out that this whole thing has been going on since the damn beginning of the damn time, when people first started getting money up or whatnot.
I'm gonna tell you
people
something.
First started.
No, you go ahead.
Crazy. Yeah, but yeah, I think the NFL is going to probably start going over and looking into different owners. That they're going to see who else's name is in these files, I wouldn't be surprised if the NFL, because of this, if they don't go and the NFL has. If you need to find somebody missing anything, get the NFL investigative team because they find out everything. They can tell you. They find out everything. They find out when you got beat up in the first grade by somebody because you were trying to be a bully, and now you 23 years old getting ready to get drafted. Well, you remember when little Timmy went upside your head because you were bullying him? We think there might be an issue, as far as your character. I was 5 years old. Well, I haven't had any incidents then, but this is the red flag for us. They find out everything. And I think that I wouldn't be surprised right now if the NFL had every unredacted file, Epstein file, and was going through, and you start seeing some owners or some people up there resigning. I wouldn't be surprised just because we've seen that seems to be what billionaires do.
I'm working, man. I don't have time to be looking for nothing. I ship mine in. Look, like let me tell you something. I don't know how true this is, but it's the court of moral opinion that's gonna hurt a lot of owners too.
Yeah.
Because and I hate to bring this up because there was a in the address the other night, State of the Union. People are upset, and it's not a Trump thing. It's just a wording thing. And I want to show you how people associate stuff, especially in the age of social media.
Mm-hmm.
He mentioned the term Somalian pirates.
Yeah.
And the people who want to make that a bad thing, we understand that there are people who pirate stuff.
Yeah.
And I personally didn't take that as everybody from Somalia or everybody is a citizen in Minnesota or whatever the case may be is one of those pirates. No, I didn't. But people said he associated it with everyone Somalian. I'm saying that to say this. It's the association. There is a name that came up and allegations. And I want to point that out, the allegations that Bill Gates is in.
Yes, I think, yeah. They said he's given an account of what his association with him was. And he said he had affairs with, he had some Russian chicks, Russian underage women.
The thing, and what I mean by that is, well, didn't Paul Allen work with Bill Gates? Didn't Steve Ballmer work with Bill Gates? These are Microsoft guys.
Yeah.
Well, now, oh, no, that's what they did.
Yeah.
So then now it becomes a writing on the wall. Let's just say they are associated with. People are not going to individualize them by name.
Right.
It's going to be Microsoft. Then it's going to be, he's a NBA owner. Now it's going to be NBA owners. It's going to be NFL owners. So there's a slippery slope here that you can slide down very easily, especially in the court of moral opinion, when people start associating certain names with certain things.
Yeah.
And now we got to look, because even though he gone, he was an NFL owner. God rest his soul, Mr. Allen, but it's just like, now I got to start looking at everybody, because this is what billionaires supposedly do.
Yeah, it's
or in a sense thought they could do.
Yeah.
and get away with it.
Yeah, it looks and appears to be a billionaire boys club for the underworld as far as these type of terrible things that they do because they can afford the way they look at it. I guess you could say they can afford to get away with it, meaning they pay enough that you never find out any of this stuff. But yeah, so I think that the NFL is going to do. I think they're going to do their due diligence about Tisch, but now if things get to where they find out, wait a minute,
Call him DS.
yeah, I'm just saying, I'm not saying that he did it or anything. I'm just saying the possibility they might start tying. Man, they can start tying stuff that you might wind up with 6 owners who in this, and then the NFL is going to have a damn problem. Like, hey, wait a minute now, we're going to get everybody to divest from this. You can no longer own this team. You can no longer own the team. Your family can't own this team
anymore. You're supposed to
anymore.
look at all that before, supposedly.
Yeah, but
all that.
Yeah, but this was something that was on the underworld that nobody would know when it ever comes up. This is probably one of them things that I'm sure this is one of those things that, hey, if you're not in the club, nobody's gonna ever know that you're doing this kind of stuff. So
absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to whoever that is in the chat asking me what I'm drinking. I'm drinking some Natalie's carrot, ginger, and turmeric apple because I don't want to be Microsoft. like a Russian girl said.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see what comes of this. Hopefully, if he's involved and was doing something, he's the only NFL owner, the only person in the NFL who's got something to do with that. Hopefully, because otherwise you got a whole bunch of
Hey, I'm gonna say it like this. Remember in American Gangster? You saw American Gangster?
Yeah.
Remember when Buddy, that was after Frank, he came back to the police station and he was around all the corrupt cops in New Jersey, whatever the case may be. And they were looking at him kind of crazy. And they said, why they treat me like this? Why they looking at me like this? Because you gave the money back. Isn't that what I'm supposed to do? No, in the police department,
yeah,
you give the money back, you looking like Mr. Goody Two Shoes. And we can't trust you if you like that. We can go to training day. You got to be a wolf. We can't trust you if you Mr. Goody Two Shoes.
Right.
So I'm saying all that to say this. And here at No Jazz and Hit Refresh, we parallel movies a lot. So I'm saying all that to say this. Hopefully he's the only one. There's peer pressure in belonging to these clubs.
Yeah.
Like
this
it's
is what
crazy.
you do.
We need something. We need a blemish on you to bring you in with us.
Yeah, we need you to have as much to lose as we do.
That's how I know you won't tell. Or you gonna act accordingly when you get in a position to have to tell. Live by a code. And that right there, man. Because boy, hey, ever since the NFL went pink November and they got that female audience, boy, they have been. They got to keep it clean. They got to keep it clean, man. They got to keep it clean. Yeah. They got to keep it clean, man.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
it's gonna be something if anything comes up of it. like they say, boy, if it, we got to think, we have a slogan, a thing at work, and we advise everybody who sends an email. We tell them before you press send,
Read it. Yeah.
not just read it, but imagine or think about if this being read in court one day.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not something that you want read in court, you need to reword it or not send it.
Check that tone. Check that tone. I'm here to tell you, man. Check that tone. And once it's sent, it's gone. And that could be text. That could be that DM. That could be that text message. All of it. There's no such thing as unseen. It's just not.
There's no such thing as deleted and can never be found.
You're gonna get it back. It can never be found. You're gonna get it back. Remember, they pulled that video, but it got out. You know what video I'm talking about?
Uh-huh.
You know what video I'm talking about, boy. That is, boy. We whoo, man. And you know, I bet some dudes out there like, man, I'm glad I didn't go to Epstein route. I'm glad I went to Heidi Fleiss. I'm glad I went to Hugh.
Yeah.
Because it's more than him.
Yeah.
I'm glad I went to this massage parlor. It's more than him. You know, he just I mean, I guess he cornered the market on it or whatever you know, he the Kleenex of whatever it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, man, we have reached that time of the night where we are going to close out. But before I close out, you got any more topics or you got any last word before you get your last word? Maybe I missed something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just ready for the season to get started. I'm ready to see what free agents are going to be moving where. I'm looking forward to seeing how some of these teams are going to manage the salary cap. I'm looking. One thing I do have to say, shout out to Flavor Flav. I got to give props to Flav for saying, "Hey, the women's Olympic gold medal hockey team, don't worry about not going to the White House. Come to Vegas. I've got sponsors. Everybody, we're going to set you off. We're going to give you a real celebration. The hotel rooms, the parties. We're going to eat. We're going to party. We're going to go to shows. We're going to have everything set out for you." So the team took them up on it. So we got Resorts World, we got MGM, we got Southwest Airlines, whole bunch of corporate sponsors are kicking in to fly the team out, to set them off and have a real celebration for them when they get to Vegas for a weekend. And not only that, but Flav is somebody who's really been big on women's sports, and he's bringing them out, and that he's got the bobsled team, the women's bobsled team. He's bringing them, the skeleton team, which is they get on that thing that goes 6 to 8 miles an hour down on the ice thing, which is something I ain't doing. There, he's bringing them. He's been a big proponent and supporter, a legitimate supporter of women's sports. He went over to the Olympics to cheer them on. He's been doing the stuff that Snoop was getting paid to do during the Summer Olympics. He's been doing that for women's sports all along. So shout out to Flavor Flav for his support and him helping to celebrate the women's Olympians and not having them take a back seat to anybody because Velveeta Vladimir wanted to act an ass.
Right. That's what's up.
Yeah, so shout out to Flavor Flav.
It's funny you mentioned that. It's funny you mentioned Snoop name in that because I was thinking about like Flavor Flav seemed like he was on that trajectory to be this change your image, Not that Flavor Flav had a bad. I mean, I don't know. From hip hop to where he began.
Yeah,
Now, I feel like he was one of the ones that had like this crossover appeal with a lot of audience, and he could have,
yeah,
but at the same time, he still had to be Flavor in some way, form, or fashion. But
yeah,
I felt like he was on that trajectory that Snoop is now on.
yeah. He also gave what's her name? Jordan Childs. I think her last name is Childs. George Olympian, the gymnast. Jordan Childs. She's from UCLA.
Mm-hmm.
And they took her bronze medal from her and awarded it to somebody else. I forgot what the mess was, but Flav presented her with a bronze clock medal.
Talk to him, Flav.
Yeah, he presented her with that. So he's been, I mean, he's his money is where his mouth is. He sponsors them. He paid for the he paid for the women's bobsled team and all because the U.S. Olympics Committee, the government, nobody pays it. They have to pay for their own training and everything. He
Mm-hmm.
paid for all of that. So yeah,
And I hope the next guy under Flav is looking at that and pun intended, pass the torch.
yeah.
You know, to do stuff like that. With any sport. In any genre of it. But that's cool. And since you brought this up, I believe last week, I'm gonna bring this up this week. And I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy this as I go into my last words. And this is not last words. I just want to give a shout out to New Edition, who are nominees for the 2026 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And
Well
hopefully they
deserved.
will get elected in, well deserved. And also, not just New Edition, it is also a couple of names we know: Lauryn Hill, Mariah Carey, Sade. Not only Sade, but the band Sade, and Luther Vandross or Vandross. You know the
Yeah.
black people named Vandross? Like other than
Nobody. Nope. Nope.
what about Pendergrass?
Nope. Nope. None. Neither one of them.
None of them, right? And
But
that's something.
you mentioned that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Gene Simmons from Kiss
Right.
said he doesn't think any of these other genres of music should be in there because it's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He said he didn't want rappers in. He said, no, I didn't grow up in the ghetto, all that stuff. I'm not going to deal with that part of his statement. But from from the name of it, from it being Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I can understand why some people would say, "Hey, these genres shouldn't be in," and that you're gonna, I believe, change the name to Music Hall of Fame. It did, so
And
it's
I don't
more
think Gene
inclusive.
would have an issue with changing it to music.
Yeah,
Right.
because the name itself does specify this for the genre of rock and roll. This is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So when you put other people in, people who are deserving of being in halls of fame for music, but when you lump them into that, it I understand why some people will have an issue with it. If you it's like I believe there's a soul or an R&B Hall of Fame. I want to say it's in Macon, Georgia. And if you put Queen in that, would you have an issue with it? I think most people would, even though people like Queen, say, hey, yeah, but they aren't R&B, or they aren't soul. So why are they in here? So that's been I think they should change the name just to Music Hall of Fame because they are putting all genres in, which is good. It's all inclusive, but the name needs to reflect that it's going to be all inclusive.
Yeah. If you've never been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I just want to point this out too, because a lot of people made what Gene Simmons said of course, they use the R word because of who said it.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of rock and rollers who would have looked at what Gene Simmons said and said, well, you shouldn't be in here either because you should be over in the heavy metal Hall of Fame. That's
Yeah.
not necessarily rock and roll.
Right.
And it's its own genre. Shout out to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, who they didn't know that they didn't know they were going to be caught up in all these semantics because rock and roll to them was a culture. And
Right.
I know I didn't go and see it in the history that they have in there. It didn't look like they discriminated black or white because when you go in there are a lot of black rock and rollers, blues, like, and what I mean is it looked like they had them people in there so long till they were allowing the rock and roll to be a culture. This is music to us. So they should have like they knew if it's really all about rock and roll in a sense doesn't exist
Right.
anymore. So we have to evolve or die. And then that means every Hall of Fame, R&B Hall of Fame. If they had an R&B Soul Hall of Fame, guess what? They'd probably be on their last leg too. You know, so music changing to the Music Hall of Fame is definitely a good thing to do. But I don't want the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to ever feel like they did a disservice by not changing the name because they have always been so inclusive.
It's inclusive, yeah.
With what they did, like
Yeah,
that is an amazing.
When they started letting people in, they said, okay, your music entitles and says that you should be.
This fits the culture.
Be immortalized. Yeah,
right.
You should be immortalized, and we're gonna put you in here.
You should be immortalized. Like I guarantee you, Elvis was calling himself rock and roll, and he has the biggest display in it.
Yeah.
But if you go back to the 50s, him and my main man,
yeah, Little Richard,
Richard and
Buddy Holly, what's his name? Not Little Richard.
Chuck Berry.
Little Richard. Yeah, Chuck Berry. Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
When you look at, and I'm just defining it. If I was a youth in that era, that was pop culture that they were like. It wasn't music. They were cultural heartthrobs. That's pop culture.
Yeah.
Selling products, selling an image to the youth. That's pop culture. So rock and roll embodied that. And that's all the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame said the culture of this music of rock and roll became all of these things, punk, hip hop, because all of these things were rebelling against the norm and transition into this. And I believe that's really what the rock and roll part of it is. Just because it evolved into platform boots and painting your face, tongue sticking out, eating bats,
Yeah.
All of that was just what it was, and I get the whole changing of the name thing, but I just don't think that's what rock and roll was intending to do. And who invented music? We don't know. But we know who invented rock and roll. And so when you take the name rock and roll off, you're gonna take a part of your own history out of that too, because they do not deny that history in Cleveland. They don't.
Yeah,
so watch your sensitivity about what you're saying about,
because it's not just that. It's it's music.
It's music.
And if you people look at if you look at the grand scheme of it and everything that's in it, they're really just talking about music,
Music.
pop culture music that's made an impact, music from artists who have impacted generations and
Yeah,
have lasting music.
because I don't know, you know.
Yeah, but I had one more
Jailhouse Rock,
thing regarding music.
Rock with you. What's up?
One more thing with music. Who would you say had the biggest or the greatest mic drop, and they only made one album?
Jesus. Right. Well, hold on. Mic drop.
They ain't make any more. Not because they died, but they made their one album and didn't make another album.
Okay, that's the mic drop. Not mic drop in the sense of the song. And they had
Right.
the line. That one album was the greatest mic drop.
Yeah.
Ooh, good God. You caught me off guard with that one. I got to think. The greatest one album mic drop. Any genre?
Any genre. Call him a one album wonder. Not because they're not a one hit wonder, but a one album wonder. And they didn't make another album. And it's not because they died. No.
They didn't have another album that
the person I have didn't make another album.
Oh wow. Were they hot and didn't make another album? They said, I'm so hot.
Oh, when I tell you the stat, you're gonna be like, yep, they was definitely hot.
Well, you know what? Off the top of my head, based upon what you're saying, my ultimate mic drop might have to be Lauryn Hill.
Yeah, that's what I had. Yeah. Lauryn Hill, 5 Grammys and over 10 million sold. and they're still touring off of a 30-something-year-old album. Now, I don't think anybody else comes close.
You know what? I guarantee you that's something 50 Cent, which you could say right now.
Yeah.
Because he could have.
Yeah, he could have.
He could have Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yeah.
And left it alone.
And before anybody said, well, she was in the Fugees, I'm talking her solo album.
Well,
Lauryn
you know
Hill
what?
And Lauryn Hill and Fugees is different.
Lauryn Hill and the Fugees are different, even though the affiliation of the that might be yeah. Yeah,
I can't think
of anybody else
who did. Yeah.
Reception. I don't. Somebody chat. Let us know if it's anybody out there that got a deeper bag. That got a deeper bag than the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill with that one, because
you can play that today, and nobody's gonna say, "Man, that sound old," or "It's just it plays every time."
It plays every time. Shout out to Miss Lauryn Hill, who did you just come up with that question when I said she was up? Look at that. And that's a mic drop. Up for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame off one album. Most definitely. And I'm a mic drop off that one, man. This has been the No Jazz Show, which stands for Not Just Another Sports Show. I want to thank you all for coming out as we clock in on 1 hour and 54 minutes and 22 seconds of what we have been doing and what we have been enjoying doing for the last 2 years. Thank you all for joining us, and make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share. Find us at nojazzshow@gmail.com with all your comments. Please go to YouTube and subscribe to us at NOJASSSHOW, No Jazz Show. Please follow our Facebook page at No Jazz Show. We are on Instagram at THED No Jazz Show. On X at No Jazz Show. And make sure you join us live Tuesday nights when there's not a State of the Union address in between the hours of 10 and 10:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No Jazz Show. All of those things. And as we do every night when we close out, Tank, I want you to salute these people.
Also, when you subscribe on YouTube, make sure you check your notifications.
And check your notifications. Exactly.
See y'all next week.